for battery.
Turn around.
Domestic violence.
Stick your hands behind your back.
You got handcuffs.
According to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, Davis was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing and will now finish his 3-month sentence in jail. WJZ is working to confirm why his sentencing.
It was another layer of catastrophe for Gervonta Davis after he had a sudden collapse in court following a fresh punishment for him after another violation. A court in Baltimore hosted boxing champion Tank Davis and charged him on 2 separate counts. The first was in relation to his hit and run incident some years back. Surprisingly, the boxer has been careless with his punishment and he came close to being.
Mr. We finally got you up here.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much.
However, it was his collapse in court that made him considered by the judge. Coupled with this old case, Gervonta Davis has also had to deal with some bribery allegations after recording was leaked that contained a conversation between him and referee Steve Willis during his last fight. There were several arguments, but there was proof that something went wrong between them. However, his lawyer's main point was that the New York State Athletic Commission had dismissed the case, which makes it null and void. With this, the fallout continues following the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight. The Davis was putting his World Boxing Association lightweight title on the line at the Barclays Center in New York on March 1st in a fight that many fans expected to be a straightforward defense for Tank. The fight didn't unfold that way, with Roach having lots of success throughout the contest, leading to a controversial moment in the 9th round. Davis voluntarily took a knee and retreated to his corner, and despite the referee initially counting, he chose to stop and not count it as a knockdown. Tank later claimed it was due to grease being in his eye. The fight ended in a majority decision draw after the judges scored it 115-113 Davis and 114-114 twice, meaning a 10-8 round for Roach in the 9th would have been enough to see him become World Boxing Association lightweight champion.
When he took the knee, what you think when he took the knee?
I can't speak.
Can't speak on that?
Yes.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak.
No personal opinion, nothing?
Can't. Especially you.
Calm down. Roach's team lodged an official appeal over the verdict, but the New York State Athletic Commission ruled that the result will remain the same. However, Lamont Roach Jr.'s confidence is sky high at the moment. You'd think that after the New York State Athletic Commission shot down his appeal to overturn the controversial draw in his March 1st bout against Gervonta Davis, he'd quiet down. But nope, he's still aiming for Tank every chance he gets. The frustration is understandable, sure, but at this point a rematch is what both sides want, so just sign the contract and settle it in the ring, right? Well, it looks like there is some trash talk we need to get out of the way before that happens.
Hold on. No, you guys calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now. He's trying to get out of there.
It's not just about the fight anymore. Just a few days ago, Lamont Roach Jr. got into an online argument with another boxer, Lorenzo Simpson, who backed Gervonta Davis and claimed Tank would put Roach to sleep in a rematch. Instead of keeping it cool, he tried to flex his pockets, throwing down a $250,000 bet and saying, "Yayri, $250K, just like I bet your role model. If you can show it to me, we good." Money. Little guy has brimming with confidence, no doubt, but now has taking it a step further. A few hours ago, he casually threatened Gervonta Davis on his Instagram post. Ring magazine highlighted Lamont Roach Jr.'s latest Instagram post.
Davis. And, Your Honor, Mr. Hassett and I, assuming the court finds probable cause, we have an agreement.
Good morning, Judge Kenneth.
Lamont Roach alludes to a rematch against Gervonta Davis in an Instagram post today. The caption read, "The 25-1 boxer said in the post, I showed that I was a pound-for-pound talent against a generational star in the sport. I was born a star, but March 1st a star was finally under the microscope of the world. I can't wait to run it back and put on a show again." Now, why does Lamont Roach Jr. think has a pound-for-pound talent? Well, for starters, everyone saw that 9th round moment when Gervonta Davis took a knee. Now Tank swears it wasn't a punch but a mix of hair grease and sweat that blinded him, forcing him to take a knee. Some folks bought that excuse, but plenty gave Roach his flowers for the non-knockdown.
Is it not what's your name? Not playing. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy. So we elsewhere with that shit.
But is that one moment enough for Roach to believe he's better than Davis? Probably not. Another reason his confidence is sky high could be Ring Magazine's latest pound-for-pound rankings. Devin Haney took Davis' spot, and ESPN now has Roach sitting at number 6 in the 135 pounds division. That kind of recognition can definitely boost a fighter's ego. Now, as for Gervonta Davis, is he doing anything about all this? Yes and no. After initially saying he wanted the rematch by the end of May, he's gone radio silent, and that's unusual for Tank. He's usually quick with the trash talk, but this time the 30-year-old has been keeping quiet, and when a fighter like him goes silent, it usually means he's cooking up something big.
Off the top, man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight.
If this rematch happens and Roach's promoter Gary Jonas insists it might just deliver the fireworks fans expected the first time around. But the real question is Tank plotting a stronger comeback, or is he looking for the exit door? Gervonta Davis has already hinted that Hez only got 3 or 4 fights left before he hangs up the gloves for good, and let's be real, if Hez closing in on retirement, Hez going to chase the biggest payday possible. Now think about it, does a rematch with a relatively unknown name like Lamont Roach Jr. bring in the kind of money Hez looking for, or would he cash in way more by locking in fights with bigger names like Shakur Stevenson?
The key that they pointed out the things that were actually done wrong, and there's still no there's still no movement to overturn the fight. Just really.
Funny enough, Tank originally dismissed the New York native, saying he hadn't done enough for the sport of boxing, but then in a recent sit-down with NBA analyst Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, he suddenly seemed open to the idea. Also, a match with Ryan Garcia would be a moneymaker, but it's not happening anytime soon. Garcia first has to get past Raleigh Romero on May 2nd, and if he wins, has got Devin Haney waiting for him, assuming Haney beats Jose Carlos Ramirez that same night. So Tank versus Garcia too, it's a possibility, but it's going to take some time. Sometime the Tank may not have to spare, as Roach has been all over his face even when he had to deal with a court
decision of the New York State Athletic Commission. I kind of accepted my fate just a little bit. I had a lot of hope though. I'm not.
A Baltimore judge on Wednesday spared World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis jail time after he admitted to violating his probation for a hit-and-run that injured 4 people, including a pregnant woman. Circuit Judge Alir M. Handy instead extended his probation for 18 months and directed him to make a $1,000 donation to the Community Assistance Network. Davis, 30 now, of Parkland, Florida, admitted that he left the Sunshine State without approval to travel. His probation agent in Maryland happened to see him eating dinner on January 22nd at Proper Cuisine on East Redwood Street near South Calvert Street in downtown Baltimore, less than a half-mile from the Clarence M. Mitchell and Elijah E. Cummings courthouses. Handy said Davis's probation agent in Florida has been generous and approved travel passes for him to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands twice.
That I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win.
Art writing plus Handy noted she granted him permission to attend the 2024 Paris Olympic Games to support and advise Team USA Boxing, but she denied his request to travel to Japan for his 30th birthday. At the same time, Handy said she did not know what sentencing him to additional jail time would accomplish. "I don't like sending anyone to jail, so I really don't," Handy said, "but you need to wake up please." She later added, "I don't ever want to see you in court again." Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Davis sentenced to 90 days of home detention in 2020 hit and run.
We elsewhere with that shit. And niggas dick eating like they start, like, come on. When I start wearing chrome heavy and showing shit off, and that's when niggas start.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Davis pleads guilty in hit and run. The hearing marked the latest chapter in the legal saga for the boxer, who grew up in West Baltimore and boasts a record of 301. He recently held onto his belt after fighting Lamont Roach to a majority draw. The Baltimore Banner thanks its sponsors become one. Davis pleaded guilty in 2023 in Baltimore Circuit Court to 4 traffic offenses in the hit and run. The crash happened at about 2 a.m. on number 5 2020 after he ran a red light at Martin Luther King Jr. in Washington Boulevards in his 2020 Lamborghini Urus, hit a 2004 Toyota Solara and slammed into the fence of a 7-Eleven.
I listened to everybody to the T. She's mad.
Handy sentenced Davis to 90 days of home detention plus 3 years probation, stating that he had demonstrated a consistent pattern of disobeying the law. He was supposed to stay at the home of Calvin Ford, his longtime coach and trainer, but Handy later revoked Davis's home detention after learning that he had been serving out the sentence in a 4 Seasons hotel and a $3.4 million penthouse condo in Locust Point. In a now deleted Instagram live, Davis called Handy crazy and stated that she locked me up because basically I bought a property. The Baltimore Banner thanks its sponsors become one.
Said that I shouldn't have. She wanted me to be in an apartment, a 1-bed apartment.
This situation, he spent more than 6 weeks in jail. During Wednesday's hearing, both of his probation agents recommended jail time. Davis's probation agent in Maryland, Kia Yancey, said she often has to contact members of his team or his attorney to get in touch with him. As a grown man, Handy said, "I don't understand." Assistant State's Attorney David Owens, chief of the misdemeanor jury trial unit, said he spoke with Baltimore State's Attorney Ivan Bates about the case, and he proposed a $5,000 fine. The court fines.
You know what I mean? I couldn't even, you know what I mean, take that, you know what I mean? She wanted me to stay in a 1-bed apartment and my kids and nothing to come visit me and things like that. I just want to spread light on
Accepted. The Baltimore Banner thanks its sponsors. Become one. Is there a reason you spoke to state's attorney Bates about this matter? Handy asked. Owens replied that Bates assigned him to the case, so he's requesting a $25,000 fine. Handy inquired. Yes, Owens responded. Hunter Pruitt, Davis's attorney, implored the judge to spare his client jail time. Davis, he said, has completed all the special requirements of probation and given back to the community in multiple ways. Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lard and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.